What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another brand new league racing video on the channel here today. We're back once again for TT Masters League, some more Division 1 action, this time around Japan. And well, third to last race of the season. We're currently tied for P4, which is bloody crazy, especially considering this is round 9 and this is my... Now what is this actually? I've done round 5. I had to miss round 6 at Britain. So I've done Spa, then Singapore. Yeah, so I've only done 3 rounds. France, I've already forgotten and I even said it like 10 seconds ago. What is it? France, Spa, Singapore. There we go, finally got the words out. So 3 rounds and we're battling for 4th place in the championship, which is unreal. Did not expect that in the slightest, but we'll see if we can get it. I think there is a chance we can get a top 3. I think the top 2 are a bit too far out of reach, to be fair. But you never know, if they for some reason couldn't show up, or they crashed, or their internet died, or who knows. A bit of luck could fall their way and you never know. But it is quite a big gap to the medium pilot and Perpetum currently first and second in the championship. So yeah, I don't know. I don't really expect to be threatening those two, but we will do everything we can. I can't seem to speak English today, Jesus. But we'll try and do everything we can to grab P4, maybe even P3, who knows. But anyway, getting on with qualifying now. We come across the line for our first run of the session. Recon there initially went purple on a 25.9. We immediately better that with a 25.7. Not bad for a banker. Straight back in, straight back out on a new set of tyres to turn 1, and we immediately bottle that, going way too deep, so we're already half a tenth down. Trying to just fling it through the S's now to make up every little bit of time we can, and well, the run really hasn't been great. We're still about half a tenth down. I thought we were gaining there just a little bit, but no, still half a tenth down. Through the first Degner, and that is an invalidation, just too greedy on the inside curb there, and well, that's a bit of an F for that run, but anyway, we've still got time, 8 minutes to go, so we'll chill out for a little bit. I tried to go again actually, but basically did the exact same thing again, so yeah, that wasn't too good. But anyway, on to our final run of the session. Recon currently sits on pole position with a 25.5, I think it is. Perpetum P2, we've been demoted to P3. So let's ride on board for our fastest lap of qualifying and see where it gets us. And then there we go, out of the final chicane, down to the line. We're going to improve by basically just over 3 tenths, and it is a 125.431. Pretty solid lap. Probably a tenth maybe in the first 2 turns. Obviously, as you can see, I did have to open up the steering wheel there a little bit, as I was probably a bit too cautious actually. Obviously didn't want to do a repeat of what I did on the second run, but in the end, Perpetum does just nick pole position off us. He seems to be pretty good at that, to be fair. But anyway, so The AlphaTauri takes pole position by less than half a tenth over us. So once again, it's an Alpha front row lockout. Just one's AlphaTauri, the other's an Alfa Romeo. Recon there in third, Cohen in fourth. So that could be interesting. We'll see if those guys can be any sort of threat, particularly off the start. Recon does seem to be pretty good with his launches, so keep an eye on him, as yeah, you never know what he might do back there in the Williams. Obviously, probably one of my favourite cars on the game, so yeah, anyway. I don't know why I'm even talking about that, but anyway, it's time for the race. Apologies too, just quickly, if I do sound a tad bit different. I think my hay feed is acting up a little bit, so yeah, if I do sound a little bit different to usual, that's why. Yeah, I've done everything I can to try and fix it, or you know, stop it from being too much of a nuisance, but I can only do so much. So hopefully it's not too bad. Hopefully I don't sound like I don't know, someone whose voice is broken or something. Anyway, reforming back on the grid now, or we will do in a minute anyway. So yeah, as I was saying back at the start of the video, championship scenario, we're currently tied for P4 with, I think from memory, it's Imadi, who is not here today, and Matthias, who is here, but he is down towards the back end of the 10. Killer Blue is P3, only a couple of points ahead of us, and I don't think he's here today either. So we do have a prime opportunity to grab P3 in this championship fight here. Medium Pilot, the guy who was second in the championship trying to fight Perpetum, starts from last. So we got another good shot here. Let's try and make it count. 5 red lights. And away we go here at Japan. What are the starts like? Perpetum gets a really nice one. So does Recon there on the left. I did say watch out for him. Down to turn 1, side by side between ourselves and the Williams. He turns in on us ever so slightly. Tiny bit of contact made. No harm done though. I don't think either of us have got damage warning for a collision there. So, yep, cool. Always love to see that. Matthias, very handy start there. Looks like he's battling for P5. So, very nice start from the Mercedes boy there. But holding stations for the top 4 at the moment at least. Perpetum maintains the lead with a very nice launch off the clean side of the grid. I don't know what it is either. I have just never been able to get real good starts at Japan. It's not one of my favourite tracks. It's probably actually my weakest track on this year's game, I'll be brutally honest with you guys. So, you know, to still have the pace to run at the front around here is pretty cool considering it's probably one of my weakest tracks on the game. But anyway, to the end of lap 1 now, AlphaTauri still leads us across the line to start lap number 2, fastest lap of a 31.0, 31.3 from us. So, yeah, not too bad. Recon still sitting there in P3. On to lap 2. Looks like there was a bit of a scruffle there for P4. I think the Renault has gone off and a safety car has been deployed. So the Renault has gone off massively there as, well, I think he was side by side with the McLaren. So, yeah, McLaren and Renault getting a bit close for comfort. Now, as you can see there, I thought about diving into the pits for the hard tyres, but I thought, no way, they are not going to go like 24, 25 laps around here. There is just no chance, it's not going to work. Now, Perpetum obviously has basically thought that as well, so he has stayed out, so have we, so has Recon. Carlsbury has stayed out, so has Cohen, or maybe he pit for a new front wing, I'm not too sure, but he's there in 5th anyway. And from, I think, 7th or 8th down to 13th, they are all on hard tyres. So there are 5 or 6 guys that are now basically committed to going to the end. So yeah, that's going to make things rather interesting. But anyway, it's restart time here at the end of lap number 4. Perpetum backs us up, which he's quite good at doing, basically to a standstill, 2nd week in a row now. But anyway, green flags are waving and we're back racing. Recon, actually, he got a very nice restart there, only 2 and a bit tenths behind. Had to burn up a bit of overtake there just to make sure he didn't have any ideas or get a run on us there. as that wouldn't have been very good to go side by side and let Panem basically out a DRS range by the second corner. But luckily that has not happened, and we're still well and truly sitting with the AlphaTauri. And well, this seems to be a common thing in TTML ever since I've joined. Panem just can't seem to get away from me, but we just can't seem to get away from him. So yeah, that's a pretty common theme to see us two close together on track, obviously. Panem, he does take part in Esports Masters League as well, but he takes part in League One. So yeah, I'm not too sure how that works out. I think League One is more or less for like assist runners, and the Premier Series is for like full no assist runners. So I think that's why some names are running in League One, others in Premier that in other leagues probably wouldn't be racing each other. So yeah, anyway. But on to the end of lap 10. He was actually rather quick, it must be said. We were able to stay within his DRS, but only barely. But into the pits now at the end of lap 10. This is going to be for a set of medium tyres, hopefully to see us to the end of this race if all goes well. As you can see, all the hard tyre runners going past us there. So we're going to re-emerge basically right at the back, but a good stop from the Alfa Romeo boys. Sorry, I tripped over my own words there. But a good stop from the Alfa boys does mean we jump for Panem in the pits. We're both on the set of mediums going to the end now. But finally we have track position over the AlphaTauri. So now with a bit of clear air, it's time for us to get the hammer down and see just how much we can push. XL Hardy off the road there in the Racing Points, and not a good day in the office for the Pink Panther, or one of them, as the other one has been unable to race today. So yeah, a bit unfortunate for them, but yeah, great stop though from Alfa Romeo. They've gotten us ahead of the main guy that we're fighting, but looking at the positions though, that really doesn't look good. We're P10, and as far as I know, there's really only 2 or 3 guys in that gaggle of cars up ahead that are going to stop again. Jesus, stop tripping over your words, Andrew. Good Lord. Anyway, to the end of lap 12, Cohen in the pit, so he has decided that he's not going to be able to make it to the end, obviously. So he peels in for a set of mediums. Should get to the end on those quite nicely. On to lap 14 though, and well, we've kind of hit a bit of a stalemate now. Everybody that needed to pit again to make it to the end has now done so, and we're sitting P7, 6 guys ahead of us. On to lap 18, someone has obviously pitted or retired or something's happened, because we're actually P6 now. But anyway, Panem right on the back of us. He's been lining us up, I think, for a few laps now. I've got no ARS to play with, so I decided there's no point trying to fight that. So Panem gets through up into P6. We demoted to P7. He does have a 3-second time penalty, as you can see there on the top left of screen. Recon 1.1 behind us as well, so the Williams just out of the DRS range. Be good if we could keep him out of lap, but I think he may have just gotten back in there. But anyway, on to lap 22 now, as Panem got the hammer down, I will be honest, and has actually pulled away from us, and has now broken out of the 1 second window, and crucially has now got a car in between the two of us, and that car is the Red Bull, who I think is actually, this is his first race here today, so not doing a bad job, obviously, on those hard tyres, which are about 20 laps old or something at this stage. So those will be feeling very second hand. But on to lap 24, the gap 1.1, that is coming down ever so slightly with DRS, and we did get back within the DRS range of the AlphaTauri. But you know how a few minutes ago, as that's our second morning of the race, very nice, a few minutes ago I did say we're kind of stalemate, and this is where we're going to end up. We can throw that out the window, because now this is where the race really gets interesting. Talsbury retires in the pits, but look just up ahead, Venom in the Ferrari. he has actually got a puncture on the penultimate lap of the race. You can see him over there just trying to keep that Ferrari pointed in a straight line, but it doesn't want a bar of it. So now we're up to P5, and that is major warning signs for the top three of our teammate and medium pilot and Matthias as well. So the two Mercedes and the second Alfa Romeo, they've got to be really careful here, because if it's happened to one car, it can easily happen to another. Onto the final lap of the race, however, you can see our teammate just up the road there. Actually, these guys are really going slow, so we could actually have a crack at a podium here if all goes well with a bit of luck. But anyway, through the S's for the final time, nicely done. Recon has actually been overtaken by the McLaren there on a set of softs. But look ahead, I think our teammate has actually got a puncture. Pepedum tries to go around the inside-outside, but he ends up running into the back of him there. So the AlphaTauri goes off. Our teammate has spun out behind us there, as you can see. So all hell is breaking loose here at the final lap of this race. We were stuck in basically P6 or P7 4 laps ago, and now we're on the podium. And Matthias, he's going slowly now on the exit of Spoon. I think he has a front left puncture as well. So these hard tyres are just giving out to everybody on track at the moment. Medium pilot is still going. I think he's just going to make it. But Matthias, I think we could actually get P2 off him here. This could result in P3 in the championship as well. And he's got nothing. We get him on the exit of the chicane, and from P7, it's P2. Here at Japan, what on earth? What a crazy finish. That is just unbelievable. Wow, that's crazy. So there we go, guys. That has been today's video. TT Masters League from Japan. What a crazy final couple of laps there. Well, I still don't know what to say about that. I mean, from what looked like the certain 7th, maybe a 6th, if we were lucky, we caught the Red Bull, so that could have gotten us P5. And then flat tyres just going around everywhere. So, yeah, in the end, it's P2, medium pilot from last on the grid takes the win. That is a amazing performance from the Mercedes driver there, and with that closes up to 11 points behind Pepedum. So there are the championship standings after Japan. We move up to P3, and we're looking at that. There's 2 rounds to go. I think 3rd is really all we can hope for there. Looking at the constructors standings, we're only 11 points behind AlphaTauri, so we may be able to grab P2 there if, well, our pursuit of that would be greatly assisted if our teammate was able to show up for the final 2 rounds, so hopefully he can. But anyway, so yeah, I think that is basically everything. So man, what a race. I hope you guys have enjoyed watching that, because that was one of the craziest finishes to a race I have seen in a long time. It looked like P7, but in the end it's P2. So yeah, wow, that's awesome. Hope you guys have enjoyed. If you did, leave a like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Until the next video, stream, whatever comes next, hope you're well, stay safe, and I'll see you all next time.